Top news: Russia responds to Ukraine-US ceasefire agreement. The Kremlin has said it does not want to get ahead of itself after Ukraine announced it was ready to accept an immediate 30-day ceasefire with Russia. Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesman, said Moscow expects to be briefed in the coming days about negotiations held between Ukraine and the US in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. "Look, you are getting a little ahead of yourself. We don't want to do that," Peskov said on Wednesday, according to the Russian news outlet RIA Novosti. Yesterday, when talking to the press, both Rubio and Waltz said that they would pass on to us detailed information about the essence of the conversations that took place in Jeddah through various diplomatic channels. "First, we need to get that information. The outcome of expected upcoming negotiations between Russia and the US will determine whether Moscow agrees to a temporary ceasefire with Ukraine. A halt in the war, even just for 30 days, could save thousands of lives and create a path to long-term peace." Ukraine said in joint statement with the US on Tuesday that it was open to a 30-day ceasefire with Russia, subject to the Kremlin's agreement. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the US would present the ceasefire offer to officials in Moscow. "We're going to tell them this is what's on the table. Ukraine is ready to stop shooting and start talking. And now it'll be up to them to say yes or no," he said at a press conference in Jeddah. In response to the US announcement, Peskov said on Wednesday that a phone call between President Donald Trump and President Vladimir Putin had not been ruled out, and that it could be organized rapidly, according to Reuters. However, a senior Russian source told the outlet that Putin would have a difficult time agreeing to the ceasefire in its current form. "Putin has a strong position because Russia is advancing," they said. Putin has also previously said on numerous occasions that a truce is not the way to end the war. "We don't need a truce. We need a long-term peace secured by guarantees for the Russian Federation and its citizens," he said in December. Separately, the Trump administration also announced on Tuesday that it would immediately lift its suspension of military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine, more than a week after imposing the bans to pressure Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky into peace talks with Russia. French President Emmanuel Macron wrote on X, formerly Twitter, on Tuesday, "I welcome the progress made during the discussions between the United States of America and Ukraine held today in Jeddah, particularly regarding the idea of a possible 30-day ceasefire. The ball is now clearly in Russia's court. France and its partners remain committed to a solid and lasting peace, supported by robust security guarantees for Ukraine." Mike Waltz, the White House National Security Advisor, said on Tuesday, "The Ukrainian delegation today made something very clear, that they share President Trump's vision for peace, they share his determination to end the fighting, to end the killing, to end the tragic meat grinder of people." Kira Rudik, a member of Ukraine's parliament, wrote on X, "We've always known it. Russia's not into peace or real ceasefires. Last night's missile and drone attacks on our cities just prove it again." Dmytro Zluktenko, a soldier in Ukraine's armed forces, wrote on X, "Russia will break the ceasefire. It's just the nature of Russia." Steve Witkoff, President Donald Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, is set to travel to Moscow later this week and may meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, according to reports.